Hey guys, I'm Lucid. We're back. I think it's... Oh god, what turn is it? Turn 23. And this is it. This is the big turn. We're trying to storm Nesmore. Hope we find it. So we found a deep crevasse, which is just an Earth 1 site. Down here, we actually have decent luck with site searching this turn. Found a field of fireflies. This is an Earth... a nature fire site. And then we found a starlit pond, which is an astral 1 site, I believe. Yeah. So that's pretty good. We found 4 magic gems. You know, that's not bad. Importantly, we got a fire gem too, so that's a nice bump to our fire gem. We're still struggling, like deep in the struggle to try to find air gems, and we haven't site searched a lot of air yet, so that's fair. But we're going to be site searching a lot more. And we're site searching it high, like deep in site searching. So first we have a battle here. And this is Pompeii trying to hold out. Now Pompeii has these Movark Knights, and I haven't seen his bless yet actually. Or maybe I have, but... Okay, basic thug, kind of thuggy bless. Rainbow Thug Bless versus Zedaeans. Now these Zedaeans have magic weapon attack +2. Oof. Shock resistance, defense skill, strength, and blood surge. They are killy Zedaeans. That is some scary stuff there. That is very scary. So the wolves died. Now the problem with the wolves are actually a liability. They could be okay if they were surrounding the Zedaeans while these guys were making contact. But however it happened, that didn't really work. So I think Pompeii, which is this nation with the Movarks, is kind of hosed. Oh, they get the Wind Rider. Did they have 2 Windlords? Windlords are their commander. Okay, no, and then they get murdered. Yeah, Zedaeans are fierce, man. Like, look at this guy once he's all blood surged up. These are high damage attacks. Claw, bite. Yeah, those are killy units. Now I've been talking with Pompeii, the player. And he was like, yeah, I'm kind of getting stomped. And I was like, okay, because he's my neighbor. And I like having small, weak neighbors. I don't really like having neighbors get conquered. Like, if you're my neighbor, I do not want you to get conquered most of the time. If I'm conquering you, that's different, but I don't want somebody else. Damn it. I'm just kidding. Kind of. But yeah, so oh, he's got a Sid champion here too. Shit. I think he dies. I was like, okay, basically, versus Zedaeans, it's very hard to trade efficiently with them. Actually, these gladiators might be okay, because these guys have a shield. So you can just mass shit out gladiators and only use gladiators, plus PD. And that will be okay. These guys, 18 flail damage, +2 attack for a shield, 2 attacks per person. So it's going to be 14 attack, 18 damage. They have 20 protection. Ugh. Yeah. No, I wasn't telling him to do the gladiators, but okay, that may not actually work. The gladiators may be a bit too weak. Yeah, I think it's kind of a losing battle. But the one thing he can do is, while these guys are killy, they are not epically killy. So if you have something to absorb the lance charge, like, and that can just be PD that you're buried in, because these lances are gonna friggin' hurt. You know, once they're all buffed up, especially if they don't have strength giants, it's not a ton of damage. Like, it's only 20. So he can get his Sid Lord, he can put gear on him. And if somebody casts Iron Warriors, which he's really close to in research on this, like 2 Sid Lords in the same square. And then especially if they can also cast Twist Fate, because then the Glamour is going to be twice as effective. These guys can probably chop their way through those Zidans. So I think that's his best bet. But like, man, Zidans are one of those things. You have to be very careful what you expose to them, because they will just eat their way through it. They're really scary sacred. Like, you can see here, it's just murder. If they got all the Windlords, that could have been cool. But, yeah, it didn't work out. And Movarks are kind of in the same tier as Daeans. I mean, Movarks are terrifying on land. But I don't... Does the Daeans have fire resistance? Either way, they have enough protection where the fire... Like, the Firebrand AP damage is not going to do that much. Oh, they have it built into their chassis, don't they? Yeah, that seems balanced. Yeah, so these guys ignore kind of one of the main perks of Movarks being on land. But still, honestly, if you got the other thing to do, and this is what you would want to do with the Movarks, and we'll have to look at his nation real quick. They don't have a lot of astral access. I think the only reliable astral access is these guys who are druids, like Marverni druids. Unreliable access, it's these guys, and they have a 1 in 6 chance. So really it's the druids, which is like a... I think, is it slow to recruit? Yeah, it's a slow to recruit cap only mage, which sucks. I think part of this was like a problem in this draft. Like, it's not a... I don't want to call it a bad draft, but having... I think in this game, like, having a cheap Astral Mage is pretty valuable. So, I think you would need a very good reason not to have a cheap Astral Mage. But anyway, what you could do if you did have one, and it's even worth doing on this guy's Sid Champion thugs, is you cast Cheat Fate on them. It's good to get on the Movarks as well. But Cheat Fate gives them so much more mileage. And then Cheat Fate, like this guy can do both if you can keep him alive, which would be hard, but he can do Cheat Fate and Iron Warriors. So all you need to do, like if this guy, and you don't want to waste turns on like Summon Earth Power and shit like that, Cheat Fate, Iron Warriors, fucking run. And if he does that on top of a pile of Perfectus, like 2, that have some decent gear, and they don't really even need that great of gear, they'll probably be okay. But the best gear you could put on them would be things that increase their defense stat, with giving them just a modicum of protection, and then as killing weapons as you can manage. And the shield is nice too. So, you know, anyway. But on to our battle. So, Basenji has conquered my province. That was his part of the trade. It's nice of him to let me hold on to it for an extra turn. And here we are. Here's the main battle, the main course. So on my side, I don't think I changed the script up too much. I'll put these guys on Fire Archer, because I'm hoping that would hit their Mage Core, because they have the Archer somewhere. It looks like the Archers are behind the Mages, so maybe not, but they might walk forward and kind of get near the Mages. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know if the Archers are going to stand still. These guys are on, and I've seen how this goes, so don't want to spoil it, but these guys are on attack rear. And then we've got, I didn't want them to clump up and all get banished. I knew there were 2 Koyas in here, in their Malakwi form. And that means they banish twice per dude. So this is like 4 holy 2s, which is a fair amount. I mean, it's a fair amount of banishment. And then these guys are going to be casting shit. I knew these would be here. I did not know about the Sauromancers, or the Marshmasters. Didn't think he had any of those. And he's got a few of these guys. I'm not sure what they're equipped with. But he's got this guy too. So these guys all have, this guy has 2 death gems. This guy has 5. This guy has 5, and this guy has 5. And those are going to be turned into a nasty little surprise. But The main surprise, though, is I expected, because he came out and we fought, I expected all of this. Like, 20 troops, these guys, the Mage Corps. What I did not expect was all of this Long Dead. Because A, he hasn't used any Long Dead yet. His cap has been locked down, so he can't do Priest Reanimation. I didn't even know he had the Sauromancers, but apparently they have been busy. The Sauromancers have been casting the Death Reanimation spell. And it's pretty mage turn efficient. Like, you get a fair amount, you get way more mages, or more undead per mage than you would Long Dead per priest. And these guys are pretty solid, like, damn good protection, you know. So anyway, they're pretty good. Yeah, that was a big surprise. I was not expecting this much chaff, and if I did, I probably wouldn't have had these guys run headlong in there, but it's what we got. Best time of the year to fight. You can see we've got 16 protection. They're casting banishment into a pretty low dense formation here. Okay, now what we haven't really talked about is these guys are summoning Lamashtas. Now, it used to be when you summon Lamashtas that they would summon next to your caster and then just murder everyone around, like you can see them doing here. But now they have it where it spawns on the side of the map, right here. And what that means is they're going to kind of attack at random. Whereas before, it used to be they would kind of just murder you mostly. So anyway, you can see they have jumped to they tend to kind of ignore Long Dead. So they're not really attacking my Long Dead. They have jumped onto my crossbowmen, which is not ideal. Because my crossbowmen are not going to fight back terribly hard. And they have fear, so let's look at a Lamashta. They have a high damage race sword, which drains life. They have reasonably high defense normally. This person's harassed to shit, but reasonably high defense. And then they have invulnerability 20. So they're pretty hard to kill. They have 0 protection though, so if you have magic weapons, like if I had these guys, if I knew he was going to do this, which I didn't even know he had Sauromancers, right? I mean, I guess they could have done it with Koyas, but anyway, there's way more Lamashtas than I would have expected. I could have had these guys amidst my troops on hold and attack, and these guys, these ice guards, would murder Lamashtas. Like, just absolutely murder them. Like, each ice guard could probably 1v1 a Lamashta. I mean, we'd still have the morale issues potentially, but anyway. So, that is what's happening. Banishment's coming down. They're throwing out some Fallen Fires. Now, they're also getting kind of murdered by Lamashtas. But they do have Firebirds, and the Firebirds have a Flame Burst attack. And so a lot of them Lamashta, and I don't know if he planned this. I don't think he did. But these I think he just tried to keep these guys from dying is what happened. But they actually serve as a reasonably effective flank versus Lamashtas because of this Fireburst attack. You can see they come up, and they actually take a fair amount of damage from the Firebirds. And that's from that Flame Burst attack. Now, here we have charged through. We are pummeling in, but we're not pummeling through really quickly enough, and I didn't think there would be this much. This is the problem of if you go through the gate, and they have kind of like overwhelming armies. Like, look at the surround they're getting on me. I mean, it's huge. And then they've got these guys here just nailing me. It's not good. It's not good. The things that are good are that we have our undead intermixed with our living troops. But now our troops have broken. And things are looking like they're going to go pretty south. These troops are now going to hold, though. Oh, and we've got more undead trickling in, but they're just running into the banishment cannon. This is why I kind of wanted to charge through. I didn't want to just sit here with undead piled up at the gate. And that was why I put them on, like, slowly, matriculating in. It would be worse if they all ran in one big blob than it is, which is hard to imagine. But really, I think we have to watch this battle twice for you to get a sense of what happened. And I'll just zoom out and we'll kind of let it play forward and fast forward. My archers are going to rout. The Lamashtas land on my archers, and it causes all of my archer squads to rout. So instead of me peppering him, he is peppering me. These guys have already routed. They routed almost instantly. These guys are about to rout. They rout. So I would have been causing a fair amount of kind of attrition, peppering him. I would have gotten these guys to rout. These guys would have run, then we would have picked random targets. Maybe would have killed these mages. I don't think we would have won the battle if my archers didn't run, because I way underestimated the amount of long dead they had. And then he has a pretty big banishment cannon, and banishment cannons are very, very good against Solus, because we have really, really, really shit morale. So anyway. So this was kind of like the dream engagement for him. And he surprised me, which, you know, Dominions is a game where you get surprised. It's hard to anticipate everything your opponent can do. So anyway. So that happened. Let's look at the damage report. But we actually hardly lost any crossbowmen because they ran like little bitches. And then the Ice Guard, though, was a different story. It was just a complete wipe of my Ice Guard. And of course, these are kind of hard to replace. And if we look at the gold cost, let's say these are 15 gold, so every 2 is 30, and that means it's, well, let's just get a calculator. 16 times 36. Yeah, that's about 600 gold. So that's not nothing. That's like almost a fort worth of Ice Guard that got shat on. And then I lost one of the Thaumaturgs, so a little over a fort worth of money, but then I lost a lot of valuable undead. So that makes me a little sad. On his side, though, he lost some of his Firebirds, which, you know, that sucks. You never want to lose Firebirds. I mean, but it doesn't matter, because Firebirds are good if the game goes long. He knows he's dead. He's just trying to put up a good fight. The Augurs, one is dead. And then we have managed to kill most of his undead spam. Like, yeah, almost all of it. And that was really trading Ice Guard for a long dead, which is not really a trade you want to make, but we killed all of it. And I don't know how deep his pockets are for death gems. I imagine he's trading whatever, because he did a ton of site searching, so he probably has a decent gem bank. I don't know how much of that is death. If a lot of it is not death, then he's probably trading with other players to get death gems so that he can do more summon Lamashtas and stuff. So anyway, that was a really good defense. And I think it's important to do this too, like, just in the meta, because like, he's played with a lot of people in this game before. I don't know if I think I've played with him before, but I'm not sure. But, I don't know, if you just roll over and die, you're more likely to get attacked in your next game. You put a good hurting on somebody like this, and then, you know, people are going to think twice before they attack you. For events, we have fire gems we found, which is sweet. We're going to turn these into Firebirds. And we got some water gems. So a turn with no unrest events. Hell yeah. And then the fort. We killed some brigands. Now, fortunately, we left some troops outside. This is why you always leave troops outside. Our guys retreated here and here. So Nazmor is still under siege. He can't recruit units. There's a bunch of stuff he can't do. But we are in no position to hold this. So, the question becomes, what do we do this turn? Well, I have talked with our Max Verni allies, and they have said that Chrome Brutus, who is this fine young gentleman up at the top of the Hall of Fame, he is geared up and ready to go sit on top of their fort. So we're gonna cycle off. He's gonna get on. Now, one of the things he went and tested was how Lamashtas do against Chrome Brutus. And the thing is, Chrome Brutus has a magic weapon and he goes berserk. So that, and he's an Earth Mage with, like, I think he can cast Iron Warriors already. So with Iron Warriors and some decent armor, and going berserk, he is not going to be picked apart terribly quickly by these guys. Now, if he gets surrounded by them, then yeah, they'll probably kill him. But it would also kill all their own guys. So in his tests he ran, if this guy ran out and summoned Lamashtas, then they would basically barely kill Chrome Brutus and then kill all these guys. So I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to want to take like a turn. He's going to try to clear the fort, but he'll probably do the lowest commitment thing he can do while still having a decent chance of pushing a small army off. And I think he's going to want to use his mage turns to reanimate undead. That would be like the predictable move, but he may be like, my opponent will predict that. And so then he like brings all his mages out and does something crazy. So hard to say what he'll do, as it always is. But yeah, we are going to do a swap. And that will keep him locked in, and then that allows me to get another army ready. Now, I'm gonna bring some pearls on this guy. And actually, we can potentially make air elementals too. I don't really know if I want to move him on top though. I think he's just gonna site search. Thing is, so it looks like, you know, shit, I lost all these guys. And yeah, it sucks. But I mean, honestly, if this is the price I have to pay for like a good first war, it's not bad. Like, and you're like, oh, you're so militarily weak right now. Well, not really. Like, I'm doing other stuff. We got a big old army up here. Big old army here, forming. The guys in here are actually moving south. These guys I'm not... Actually, you know what? Because we're moving... I probably should take these guys and move them over here. And that way we can consolidate and move south. This guy was making a dragon helmet, because I've actually got a plan. Because as much as I loved that fight, I would rather not repeat it. So what we're going to do, and no, actually I think you can research too. We are going to try to time out this battle, because what I expect to have happen next turn, Max Verney's going to be on top of it with Chrome Brutus, and I'm pretty sure Chrome Brutus is, I think there's like a 90% chance it keeps him locked in. Turn after, I'm going to have a big old army, and that big old army is going to pop on top of it and one turn pop it. Turn after that, I could storm it again. The problem with that plan is that if I try to storm it again with that same army, I would suffer huge losses and probably lose. There'll be some differences, like I'll be able to put up things like anti-magic. And maybe I bring in 6 pearls. I'd be able to put up things like anti-magic, which would be nice. Because I'm going to have Power of the Spheres, and then I think I will have Enchantment 4, but I'm not sure. I think I will. Well, we can do the math. So it's not next turn I'm here, turn after I'm on top. So it's 2 turns will I be able to cast it? Yeah, in 2 turns I should. Though I might need to set 1 or 2 more people to research this turn. So my research has been really going up a lot. I mean, it was really flat, but if we look at it, it's just every turn it's inflicting up a little more. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to have this fight again. So if we fight outside his fort, I'm kind of okay. I can be prepared for that. If we're not outside his fort, it's gonna be tricky. So what I think we're going to do, is we're going to send a Scrotty in and time out the battle. Which is one of the things Scrotty are really freaking good at. I fucking love Scrotty. They're so good. So here's the thing, and this is what we have to figure out. What is the kit we put on the Scrotty to time out the battle? Now, there's some things I'm going to have, and there's some things I'm not going to have. One of the things I'm going to have is Breath of Winter, which is not very good against being surrounded by Long Dead. But over time, it will fatigue out. I think Lamashta's... No, they're dead, aren't they? We'll find out. Yeah, they have cold resistance. Okay, so it's not going to do anything versus the Lamashtas, but... So it's basically not very good. But I have it. I have it. May not even be worth casting, but I have it. We have that. And that is about it. Potentially, if I wanted to, I could get Quicken Self, but Quicken Self actually defeats the purpose of timing out battles. The other thing I have is I have Legions of Steel. So, the plan, I think, is we are going to make a Scrotty who is pretty hard to kill. And the way we're going to go about it is, I think we're going to do Black Steel Plate. This was a combo that I got the guy that was playing Jotunheim in my Scaleria game. I mean, not Scaleria, my own game to do, but Black Steel Plate, basically with the same tactic. We're gonna do Bracers of Protection or Girdle of Might. Now this is a call that I'm not sure on, because one of the other things I'm gonna make, and I'm making it down here, is a Ring of Regen. Now, the problem is, I'll have my Boots of the Messenger. Like, Legions of Steel is pretty good. How much natural protection do I have on these guys? Their wolf form. 9, okay, so that's good. So... One second. We're gonna come back to that real quick. I'm just gonna pull up a test game where I forgot. I guess the wrong test game. I've already got this guy made. So this is the basic kit. You need a flesh eater. I'm making a flesh eater. We've got this. We've got a hat. Any kind of hat will do. This I did not go with. Yeah, because I wanted to be fatigue neutral. So let's see how we do on fatigue neutrality here. There's nothing for him to really cast. I don't even have him cast Breath of Winter. Okay, now fatigue is at 6, 7, 8. So basically it just ticks up by 1 a turn. And well, okay, it went way back down there. 10, I don't know. 11. Okay, so basically, okay, well, you see we got the shit knocked out of us that turn, but then we regenerate up pretty fast. The things I'm not sure about are the Frost Brand. I'm thinking instead of a Frost Brand, I'm thinking we do a Coral Sword. Now that should not put him up to the critical threshold to get another HP regen. Because right now he's regenning, well, let's see, it depends, because he's going to be at, actually he'll get 1 more because he's at 20%. So at 52 with 10% he would regen a 6 HP a turn. With 20% he'll regen, he should regen 11. Oh, he has Never Healing Wound, so his max HP right now is less, but here, let me pull it, let's watch it again. He should do 11 a turn with 20%. So we'll see that when he runs in combat. Yeah, 11. Okay, so So 11 is fine and dandy. The protection's 30. We will get... How much more mileage would we get out of... I think the critical hits are going to be worse than... yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm switching topics. So, Frostbrand, if we replace it with the Coral Sword, this jumps up from 52 to 60. And then with 60 times 2, or 60 with 20% regen, we're going to be getting 12. So it's just one more. So it's not a ton more, but it's like 10% more HP regen. Which is fine. And it's a bigger HP pool, base pool. So I think Coral Sword, Flesh Eater. So we're probably going to need to make a Coral Sword. This is going to be less good at killing stuff, but like this, Frostbrands aren't great at killing Lamashtas or Undead, which are the things I'm going to have to time out the battle against. Fatigue is the biggest thing. This thing just wears you out, wearing this full black steel plate. And the Flesh Eater wears you out too. You get fatigue from going berserk. But yeah, I think this is the kit. There's not really too much flexibility to change things here too either. So, you can do a shield. Like a Vine Shield can be really good. A Vine Shield will break though when I time the battle out. And it may mean if the Vine Shield breaks, I end up dying. And then a lot of shields also are going to give you encumbrance, and encumbrance is also going to let us die. So I think we're better just letting the hits come. We did do Legion of Steel on him, so he's 3 higher protection than he would be if I didn't do it. So it may be we still need to do... We'll send him here to fight whatever's on top of this. Oh, this is Barbarians and Heretics. Let's see how he does. Get off of Yis's Fort. Okay, well, I think we know how this is going to go. Okay, but now once he's Berserk, yeah, it's 2 lower protection, basically. Oh, he died, though. So that ended up making a big difference. That made a big difference, whether he had that 3 protection. That's how these things go. Like, you would be like, oh, like it's way lower attack density. He would, of course, live. So, what that tells me is that we probably are going to need... we are going to need a plan on doing... Legions of Steel. The other thing I can potentially do is I can do regeneration. And this may be the better deal. Is I do regeneration and well, let's see. I don't need to worry about HP routing. I think we're gonna switch. We're gonna get a Nahuli here. So, and then let's go fix our kit. We're gonna do the black steel, the bracers. No, we're not doing bracers. You can research. We're doing the black steel, the girdle of might, and the coral blade. Check. Wait, where am I doing? Oh, we need a dragon. I don't think I'm doing that somewhere else. You know, I could do the earth one. Just as much. I want to... Actually, I probably need the fire resistance. Because they have little fire monsters they could send at me. So I think we'll do that. Okay. I don't really like spending my fire gems because I want to turn them into firebirds. But I also want this to end. So, Ring of Regeneration, Girdle of Might, then the full black steel plate. We've got a coral sword, got a hat. What we're also going to have, so this turn, this guy is taking these troops and moving them here. Next turn, he'll be here, and my army will be here. And they may have cracked it. This guy might not be in time. I don't think he'll be in time. Do I have any Earth Mages? I really do not want to use an Eagle King for this. Well, what we may have to do is I just completely sacrifice the Nahuli. If I can get to Alt 2, I'll have Enlarge. But Regen might be enough. Because with 60 HP and him regenerating 24 a turn? Or 18 a turn? 24. That would be a pretty significant amount. Pretty significant amount. I feel like we're kind of on the edge, though. God, if I get Alt 1, maybe. Like, maybe that's the play. Like, I do need enchantments for... Look, if I go on top next turn... Maybe I just wait one turn. Well, no, he's gonna want to take the Atomic Jaeger off next turn. So next turn I have to go on. But next turn I'm not gonna have... Like, there's no way I'm gonna have anti-magic. So then I'm gonna be going on without any magic. But that's probably okay. I've got a pretty big army, and he doesn't have shit. Like, he really... Okay, no, he's got 100. What does he have 100 of? He's got just a pittance of Long Dead here. He's got 10 Firebirds, 10 Crossbowmen, 20 Millites, 6 Wolves. Yeah. I wonder if did he have anything run off the battle? Because those would actually be dead. Let's actually check the back, because he had Lamashta's attacking. That's totally possible. Just one augur. And that was actually the augur that died. Man, those Lamashtas were pretty good at targeting me. So, yeah, we're gonna have to fight here with just this. Do I feel confident with that? I don't really feel that confident with that. But the plan, I think, will be... This is what I think. Highly unlikely he does like a full Monty, take everything. So let's say the Jaeger comes in and kills a small force, because he's going to send a small force out this turn. Next turn, he's going to maybe send something out to deal with the Jaeger. But I doubt he does everything. But if he does everything, he may repel me, which would suck. But by that time, we will have, or we already have, Power of the Spheres. Maybe we're not cheap here, and we just bring you two. So then we're gonna have 3. Here we're gonna have... Yeah, we can probably do... Because we're gonna have 5 total, so I can probably do like a 2 slave, 3 master communion. where we spam out undead with Power of the Spheres. I think that's going to be the play. And then we'll probably at least win, but we may take a ton of attrition. If he brings everything. If he doesn't bring everything, and he gives us 1 turn to sit on top of the fort, we should, because like this is 170. What we have here is 40, and then 10. So 170 plus 40 is like 210. Then the guys coming south here, that's like another... We're not really bringing the full 100, we're probably bringing like 70. So, yeah. Now we're at like 280. But then we're bringing these guys too. And this is 120. So this is like 400 siege strength we're going to bring if he doesn't kill any of it. So, assuming he doesn't kill much, we will have enough to 1 turn pop it. And then when we 1 turn pop it, next turn we're going to have 2 armies here. I'm going to take one of you. I'm not sure which one I'm going to take. Maybe this guy. We're going to take him. We're going to stealth him in here. So that nobody will see him coming. We'll do it as a wolf. And we're also going to stealth in a Jotun scout with all the items this guy's going to wear. Next turn, this turn we're going to storm. We're going to turn him out of wolf form. We're going to take the gear off the scout. We're going to put it on him. And then he's going to go in and time out the battle and win. Or that's the plan. That will be the plan. Yeah, I think that's okay. If I have a ton of Lamashtas wailing on me, that will kind of suck. So, I'm not totally sure that will go well for me, but I think it will work. I think it will work. We'll find out, but that's going to be the plan. And we will adapt as we go forward. I've got to make sure I use as many of my research items as I can. I'm going to put it on these deceased guys for now. God, I need to find the... whatever death side is here. Probably the Well of Pestilence. We also got an affliction over here on this guy, which sucks. One thing I didn't know is that these guys are old. So in the winter, I need to have them in their wolf form. Now, he's already diseased. It still would probably make sense to switch him to wolf for the last part of the winter, like I did with these guys. But he's site searching. I would rather him do a better job site searching, and then we'll just accept it. Now, he's going to take a long time to die, and we're probably going to have to cast Blood Feast on it, or with him. So we'll go ahead and queue Blood Feast up. The other option, and we're starting, I'm actually being a little greedy. We're building another fort, yet another fort here. And I want to do this because I want to get access to the witch just for the disease healer, because I think I'm gonna end up getting, especially with the Satis shit, we're gonna end up having some disease. So having a disease healer is gonna be pretty good. And then the nature earth access will be nice too. I mean, also find research mage, really. I mean, it's 110 for 9 research. Basically the same as a thaumaturg. So if I need to have a little disease healing place, like I could have 4 or 5 of them, and they could 4 or 5 can get an army kind of healed up kind of quickly. Anyway, that's an option. But yeah, I don't think my forts are going to be in jeopardy. The final thing we're doing is I'm moving somebody in to help build the lab here next turn. As this fort finishes. And then turn after we'll do it here. Do I have everybody? I kind of want to make a crystal coin with that guy. Do I have anybody researching that doesn't have... I've got so many outquills and not enough researchers. I'm like trying to find anybody who's researching. Yeah. I think every single researcher has an outquill. Because they've all got other things to do, so... Anyway. Undead production. Let's do a quick update on that and then I'll close out. We've got basically two places where it's going on. We got it here and going on here. Yeah. But really that's just getting started. And we've got 2 amulets of the dead getting forged every turn. Which we can do ad infinitum. So we're going to have very good undead production going. Wait, where are you going, buddy? Oh, you're going south. Come on, let's take the army. These guys I might actually have patrol. I think it may be time for 2 more scouts. I'll leave that for now. And then we can send the scouts to lead undead and patrol. Like, I want to get people off my capital and stuff. My undead production places, I don't really want them to see. Yeah, that's the plan so far. But yeah, we're actually having a fair amount of attrition from disease. Like, this guy's about to bite it. Got 2 more disease guys up here. And we're also having trouble spreading our dominion, so we're wasting mage turns, like preaching and stuff. There's a fair amount of dominion pressure coming from Yominam. Like, he's got 5 or 6 candles here. Jesus Christ. He's probably got 6 here too. 3 here. There's a lot of dominion pressure, so we're gonna get this fort up, we're gonna preach, we're gonna not let his dominion get in my space. But yeah, I think that's about it. Should be interesting. I'm glad he's putting up a good fight, so that we have a nice show, but hopefully he stops putting up a fight immediately. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.